and welcome or welcome back to Commitment Issues. This is Commitment Issues, my channel. And who am I? I am Joanna. Hi. One day I'll get the intro solid. That day is not today. Anyway, hi. So here at Commitment Issues, what we do is every week we delve into the spooky, unexplained, paranormal side of Reddit, and we tell spooky ghost stories and have a look at some true scary stories from the wonderful posters over on little old Reddit. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. The setup has changed because I want this to be cozy. I want us to sit together, getting all cozy in our blankets and under the duvets, whatever you want, having a bit of libation, a drink, and maybe some snacks. I don't have any because, I'm the one doing the talking, so it'd be quite rude of me to just kind of start eating, and honest to God, I hate the sound of people eating, so I'm not going to make you deal with that sound. It makes me so angry. And we're going to just get cozy and tell some ghost stories. It's like we're having a little slumber party every Saturday or Sunday, possibly Sundays, but maybe also Saturdays. It will be when I've finished editing. It'll either be out tomorrow or Sunday. And then that will decide on the days that I'm going to post. No, I have not been around lately. I am so sorry. I do have a second channel where I am trying to do vlogs, and I do go into my mental health and stuff on that channel. So if you want all that kind of updates and stuff, check that out over there. I won't delve into stuff on here because that's not what this is about. This is about reading ghost stories related like this, so yes. This is a bit of just an escapism for me and something that I enjoy, and I hope you do enjoy it too. And if you do enjoy it, you probably, the reason you're here is you like spooky, scary stuff. So today we are looking at the subreddit r/TrueScaryStories, where people have posted all about their paranormal experiences, which I am a lover of. I love the spooky, scary side of this wonderful world. So shall we begin with the first post that I have found? This one is quite long. Oh my god, I cannot read that. I am blind. Can I zoom in? No. Ah! Probably can do in my settings, but it's fine. This is why I have glasses. It's all fine. But shall we begin with this first story, which is tagged as terrifying, by the way. Oh, I love it. Okay. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I shall begin. So this story is called This Is My Story. Just Final Fantasy X flashback. Listen to my story. Never mind. Carry on. This has got nothing to do with Final Fantasy, and I've not played that game in a long time, and I'm sorry if you can hear just my family in the background. They're probably not even arguing about anything. They're just loud. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully I can kind of edit and get rid of the noise in the background. Hopefully. We shall see. Anyway, shall we get on with the first story? This is my story. This happened years ago, back when my family lived in a small house right beside a busy road. Across that road there were stores, everything from a Walmart to a bunch of food places. But our side, it was all woods. Awesome. Love it. Thick, quiet and shaded. My grandparents lived just on the other side of those woods. The walk through the trees only took a minute or two, and I'd made the trip more times than I could count. Sometimes I'd come across a raccoon or a deer, but that was normal. Nothing out of the ordinary. One day, my mum was over at my grandparents' place and I was home alone. It was a sunny afternoon, the kind where the air is full of birds singing and everything feels peaceful. So, I decided to walk through the woods and join her. I stepped into the trees, surrounded by the warmth of sunlight filtering through the leaves and the sound of birds singing. Everything felt normal until I heard a voice. Oh no, I stopped. Did I hear someone? I said aloud, scanning the woods. Then I heard it again. My name. Oh no, no, do not answer the name, don't speak to it. It was my mum's voice, clear as day, calling to me. At first, I didn't think much of it. She probably knew I was coming and had stepped outside to call for me. But then I realised something strange. The voice wasn't coming from the direction of my grandparents' house. It was coming from deeper in the woods. Mum, I called out confused. Why are you out here? No answer. Just my name again. Same tone, same pitch. No urgency, no variation, just the exact same voice over and over. A mimic? I don't like it. I started walking toward it slowly at first. Maybe she needed help. Maybe something had happened. I called out again, and again she responded, always with just my name. God. That's when it hit me. Something was wrong. Very wrong. The woods had gone silent. Completely. No birds, no wind, no bugs, not even the faint hum of cars from the busy road just behind me. It was like the world had just stopped. Oh dear. My heart began to race. I turned and that's when I saw it. Up on a small hill, partially hidden in the trees, stood a tall, dark figure. No face, no movement, just standing there, watching. I ran as fast as I could. I didn't look back. I didn't stop until I was inside my house. The door locked behind me, every curtain drawn. I collapsed by the window, staring outside for what felt like hours. The days that followed were filled with unease. I felt watched. Every time I was alone, every time it got dark. I never told my parents. I couldn't. I was too scared they'd laugh it off, or worse, that saying it aloud would make it real again. A year passed. We moved to another town, and for a while, everything felt normal again. Peaceful. Eventually, I forgot all about the woods. Then, one night, oh God, I don't like where this is going. Months after the move, my cousin came over to hang out. We laughed, watched movies, the usual. He left late, and I went to bed not long after. To describe my room, my bed was right under the window. Not a good place for a bed, just saying. I laid down and closed my eyes until I heard it. Oh God, a voice, my name. It was the way my cousin says it, same pitch, same inflection, but it was wrong, distorted. It was something from right outside my window. I froze, eyes wide, breath caught in my throat. I'm fine. I'm freaking out and I didn't even witness this. The voice repeated my name again and again. I didn't move, I didn't respond, I didn't even blink. It kept going for what felt like an hour. I didn't sleep that night or the next. Eventually it stopped, and to this day, I've never had another incident, and I hope I never will. Oh God. Oh God, oh God, oh God. It sounds like a mimic. Basically, mimics, I don't really know what like the whole like thing is with mimics. I never really looked into what they're supposed to really be, but basically they will mimic someone's voice. So like with the mum and the cousin, and they usually will like shout a name or for help, and you're not supposed to answer. But obviously, if you were in the house and someone you knew shouted your name, you probably would answer, wouldn't you? But usually if you answer and then don't get a response, or you get the same response, then don't answer. Don't acknowledge it. I'm gonna guess it's not good. So just like, don't acknowledge it. It's like if, you know, just completely off the topic kind of, but you know, fae or fairies, if they ask for your name, don't give them your name, because they can use their name, and I'm pretty sure then your name is then theirs, and they can like torment you and be mischievous. I'm gonna guess a mimic is more malevolent, can't say it, malevolent, and not just mischievous. So yeah, creepy. Don't answer a mimic. If you're like home alone and you know that there's no one else in the house, and you hear someone you know shout your name but like from within the house, don't answer it, because you know it may well be a malevolent spirit trying to trick you and pull you towards them to do God knows what. Maybe to possess you or attach themselves to you so they can feed off your energy or whatever they do. I'm not like a demonologist or anything. I've just got a really big interest in the paranormal, basically. I don't want notifications. Go away. That was tagged. That's the word. That was tagged as terrifying. Is there any more that's terrifying? Okay, so there is another one. Another long one. Okay, good. I like long ones because then I can just kind of put a few long ones in a video. And this one is tagged as terrifying as well. Ooh, fun. Yay. Apparently, this person had posted before. I may have read one of theirs out because it said it all about their brother, but I don't know if it's the same person. It probably isn't. Anyway, OP has said that they have shared another story in this, so they probably have somewhere. And this is about their brother's room. So I'm gonna guess when they were children. Okay, why is their room so like creepy? Let's delve into this, shall we? Growing up, my brother was always difficult. Delinquent might be the kindest word. I don't think that's very kind, but I understand. He stole things, mouthed off to our parents, constantly pushed boundaries. Over time, it got worse. He turned violent, lashing out physically, hurting others. To me, he always seemed cruel, evil even. Harsh word, but okay. But he was my brother, and I still tried to get along with him. That all ended the day he did something really, really, really horrible to his brother. I am so sorry that he did that. That is horrible. Moving on. But this story isn't about him. It's about his room. After he finally left home, my parents moved me into it. Why? I was still just a kid. My old room had been painted with zoo animals, cheerful and colourful. His was full of dents and holes, signs of fists slamming into the drywall during angry outbursts. Oh, he's one of those, is he? Okay. It felt colder in there, both literally and emotionally. But I didn't mind it too much during the day. Then came the night. I was asleep when I heard something, a soft noise, almost like whispering. I sat up, heart racing, terrified it might be my brother somehow back again. Oh god, that's horrible to even think of. Like, I know this is probably like a ghost story or something, but like, just having that fear of someone who's close to you and lives in the same household as you. Jesus. Okay, moving on. But the room was empty, just furniture and shadows. I told myself it was nothing and went back to sleep. But the next night it happened again. The whispering was louder this time, though I couldn't understand the words. It sounded like some strange language. Then I realised where it was coming from. Not the closet, please, not with the closet. The closet. God's sake. Why? I froze. Every instinct in my body screamed, "Don't move, don't look, just cover your face and sleep." So I did. Really? Okay, you're smarter than me, even now. Especially as a kid, I would have probably gone in the closet. And now, probably still would go in the closet. I pulled the covers over my head and stayed like that until morning. When the sun came up, everything looked normal. I told my parents, but they brushed it off. You're just imagining things. Houses creak at night. It's normal. You're probably just stressed. They made me sleep in the room again. Why did they, make you change rooms? I don't get that. What was the point in that? That night, I kept my eyes on the closet for hours until eventually exhaustion won and I fell asleep. There were no whispers that night. But what came instead was worse. Oh God. I had the most vivid, horrifying nightmare. The kind only a child could dream up. Twisted, childish fear. I can recall certain nightmares that I had as a child, and yeah, they scared the hell out of me. You remember Clifford the big red dog? What? Okay. Like demonic hellhound Clifford. I dreamed he came to my window. At first, I was excited. What kid wouldn't be? I was yelling, "Mum, it's Clifford, he's here." But something was off. Clifford didn't smile. He just stared at me through the glass. His eyes were hollow, soulless. I felt the joy in my chest wither into dread. Then, right in front of me, his face began to melt. His red fur melting off, jaw hanging loose, eyes slipping out of their sockets, ears drooping like wet rags. I couldn't scream. I couldn't breathe. I woke up gasping, but the nightmare hadn't ended, because when I looked towards the closet, it was wide open. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'd be praying, Jesus, Buddha, Loki, help. Loki probably would be fine. He likes big dogs, doesn't he? I always kept it shut. I told no one. I just cried quietly and buried my face in my pillow until sunlight finally bled into the room. But the sun doesn't stay forever. That night came again. I couldn't sleep, couldn't close my eyes, couldn't open them either. I was terrified of the closet, terrified of dreaming again. Eventually, exhaustion won. This time, the dream was worse. How could it be worse? Jesus Christ. In the dream, I walked out of that room, down the hallway to my parents' bedroom. They were asleep, peaceful. I looked down. There was a knife in my hand. Oh, God. Without hesitation, I drove it into my father's eye. He screamed. That is like a thing for me. Like, sorry to come away from the suspense of the story, but eyes, like in horror movies, I am okay with quite a lot of gore and stuff, but eyes. I don't know what it is, but if there's any like body horror when it comes to eyes, I don't know why it's eyes, but like, ugh, I can't watch it. I can't watch it. My mother woke up. Before she could speak, I stabbed her in the neck over and over until there was no more sound, no more movement. And then I walked upstairs. I walked outside into the darkness and headed to the neighbour's house, knife still in hand. That's when I woke up, shaking, crying. My chest hurt, my face was soaked with tears, and again, the closet door was wide open. I don't remember much about my childhood after that night. Jesus. Eventually, we moved. Thank God. Years later, I returned to the house briefly to help move some things out. I tried to avoid looking at that room, but I did, just for a second. The closet was still open. Sorry. I was like, God. Imagine being a kid and dreaming that, though. That could be like, I wonder if they were sleepwalking. Obviously, not actually like stabbing people in their sleep, but they could be sleepwalking. And they could be the one opening the closet, and it could be stress, because I've never slept. I don't sleepwalk, and none of my family do either. But I know someone who does sleepwalk, and they said that they usually sleepwalk only when they're like really stressed. And with like the stuff that happened to OP, especially with his brother, and then got moved into his old brother's room, probably was because like it might have been bigger room and stuff, I don't know, but it could have been that, and you could have actually been like opening the closet yourself, or it were like, you know, sleep paralysis. But then why would the closet be open? Unless maybe you should have checked the door. The door could have been like broke, so it just opened. And like at night, maybe if it got cold or something and the door opened by itself because it was cold. I don't know, I'm just trying to like give explanations. Or it was a ghost or a demon. Yeah, it could be that too. It was so scary. I don't like it. Why do I read these things? But it's funny. I love it. It's fun. Okay. Last one. Another long one, but this is tagged as quality post. So I'm guessing this is a pretty damn good post. And considering that I'm only probably going to be posting once a week on this channel from now on, just because it's a lot easier for me, I want to do a longer video and give you guys just a bit more time with me, if that's what you wish to have. If you've made it this far into the video, I'm guessing you like spending time with me or just listening to these stories. Anyway, shall we crack on to the last one? The third and final story of the night. Okie dokie, let's go. The man who watched us sleep. This is tagged as quality post, but I'm already scared by that friggin' title. Let's go. I'm from Sri Lanka. I need a drink. And also, I just can't pronounce things. Sri Lanka. Why is that? It's not hard to pronounce. I'm from Sri Lanka. I'm 26 years old, and I'm a Buddhist. Now, and this is my first time sharing something online, especially a story like this. It's about the creepiest thing that's ever happened to me, back when I was in high school. I've wanted to write it down for years, but every time I tried, something got in the way. Like a supernatural, or just like you just didn't write it. Okay, let's delve, shall we? Well, here it goes. This happened when I was in grade 10 or 11. My younger brother and I shared a bed back then. He was in grade 6 or 7. Before I get into it, let me paint the picture. Our room faced the main Colombo Candy Road. The bed was shoved into a corner, headboard against the wall. At the foot of the bed, there was a tiny gap, maybe 2 feet, between us and a wardrobe, pressed against the wall. On the other side was the door to the room. Right by the door sat an old iron table with one short leg, so if you bumped it, it'd wobble and make a loud da-da sound. I love the little sound. Never mind, sorry. Because it couldn't stay steady. Okay, here's where it starts. That night, my brother and I climbed into bed around 9:30 or 10 p.m. I couldn't sleep. It was hot and sticky, and I was restless. My brother, though, seemed to nod off fast. Through the curtain on our door, I could see the living room light was still glowing. About 30 minutes after we got in bed, my mum, dad, and sisters turned off the lights and went to sleep too. I shut my eyes, but sleep wouldn't come. The heat, the sweat, it was brutal. I tried so hard to doze off, but no. Hours dragged by, maybe 2 or 3, and I was still awake. By then, the road outside was completely quiet, not a single car passing. Then, out of the blue, I heard it. Footsteps inside the house. Slow, steady steps. Like someone in shoes walking on the tiled floor, coming from the living room toward our room. No hurry, just calm and getting louder, closer. My heart pounded. The sound stopped right outside our door. I kept my eyes squeezed shut, too terrified to look, and pulled the sheets over my head like it'd protect me. For a bit, it was dead silent. Then, all of a sudden, the table in our room went da-da, like something bumped it. Oh my God, I'd be like, this is terrifying, because, like, what if it's a person, like an actual person, that's come into the house? What do you do? What do you do? Now, I knew someone was there. Forget the heat. I was sweating from pure fear, shaking under the sheet. I wanted to peek, but I was petrified. Finally, I couldn't stand it. Acting like I was asleep, I slid the sheet down and cracked my eyes open just a bit. I couldn't believe it. A man was sitting on the table. He looked like he was dressed for a job interview. Long pants, a tucked-in long-sleeve shirt. His hair was kinda long, brushing his shoulders. With my eyes half open, I couldn't make out his face clearly, but there he was, one leg on a chair, the other on the floor, hand on his hip, staring at our bed. I wanted to yell, but my voice was gone. I tried over and over. Nothing came out. I couldn't even turn to my brother. My body felt like a rock. Panicking, I shut my eyes again and yanked the sheet back over my head. Sleep paralysis, or there might have actually been somebody there. Oh, no. I was trembling now, scared out of my mind. Minutes passed, maybe more, and I didn't hear a sound. My brother shifted in his sleep next to me, but that was it. I had to check again. Still pretending to be out cold, I eased the sheet down and peeked at the table. He was gone. I felt a flicker of relief, but then thought, where'd he go? I lowered the sheet more and glanced at the wardrobe by our feet. There he was, standing right at the edge of the bed, looking down at us. Tall, maybe 6 feet, dressed sharp like before. The wardrobe was 6 feet too, and he matched its height perfectly. Sweat drenched me, but I felt ice cold, stuck in place. My brother kept tossing around, clueless. I couldn't even nudge him. My arm wouldn't move. Desperate, I squeezed my eyes shut again, thinking, whatever happens, let it be. After a while, I forced myself to look. I tilted my head down, cracked my eyes, and checked the foot of the bed. He wasn't there. Gonna cry. No sounds anywhere. I glanced at the table, empty. My heart lightened a bit. Whoever he was, he's gone, I thought. Feeling safer, I fixed my pillow and looked up. Oh no. I'm even getting scared just reading this. I'm gonna give myself nightmares. That's when I saw something I'll never forget. Typing this now, my hands are shaking, my ears feel frozen. I told you our bed was right against the wall, with maybe an inch of space behind it. Nobody could fit there, but when I looked up, there he was, the same long-haired guy, perched on the headboard, leaning over me, his face so close to mine there couldn't have been more than a foot between us. That's all I remember. I think I blacked out. Next thing I knew, it was morning. My brother wasn't beside me. Still in bed, I tried to figure it out. What happened last night? Dream or real? I was dead sure it was real, but I tried telling myself it was a nightmare to calm down. My head throbbed. I felt feverish, groggy. I stumbled out of bed and into the living room. It was empty, but I heard my mum and brother chatting in the kitchen. I went to tell my mum what I'd seen, still half convincing myself it was fake. But what I heard in there turned my shaky fever into full-blown chills. My brother was telling my mum, Amma, last night some guy came into our room. He was by the table first, then he went over to Aya's. Aya means elder brother in my language, okay? Sighed and leaned right over his face. I shut my eyes. I was terrified. When I looked again, he was by the wardrobe. I turned away, too scared to scream, though I tried. Later, I peeked, and he was on the bed, leaning over Aya's face, staring at him. I clamped my eyes shut and must have passed out. For a whole month after, we played Buddhist Pirith chants. It's like Christian prayers, okay, in our room non-stop. Nothing weird happened again, but get this, before that night, my oldest sister had told us something too. She said one afternoon while napping, someone grabbed her hair and pulled her off the bed, telling her to get down. We laughed, thinking she was joking. After this, though, we weren't so sure. Some might believe this is true, others might say it's nonsense. Up to you. But I've still got questions that haunt me. How did he lean over me like that without falling? How could anyone fit in that tiny space behind the bed? What was that? For a long time after, I was terrified to sleep. Every time I climbed into bed, I'd lie there, heart racing, scared. I'd see that man again, staring down at me in the dark. I need a drink. I need a drink. Oh my god. That was scary. Because at first I was like, oh, well, it could have been a nightmare. Could have been sleep paralysis or something. But then when the brother was telling the mum without even like talking to the sibling, and the brother was telling the mum the exact same thing that had happened, and then like the thing with the sister as well, I would move. I know that's easier said than done. Yeah, the praying, the chants, start cleansing, just whatever you believe in or whatever you want, just cleanse that place completely. Because that sounds absolutely terrifying. At least you didn't say he was wearing a hat, the guy, because then I'd be like, not the hat man again. Some people think the hat man may actually be the devil. Or just like a evil kind of spirit or something. But yeah, I'm just like, that one was scary. I can see why that one was tagged as quality post, because that was scary. Oh my god. All three of those posts were kind of terrifying. Not gonna lie. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought about those 3 wonderfully scary stories down in the comments below. Thank you very much. And like this video if you did in fact like the video. It really does help, and it just lets me know that you actually do enjoy what I'm putting out there into the universe. And I say this all the time, but I really am going to try and post at least once a week on the weekends on this channel, and try and do the vlogs on my second channel, the debilitating life, because life is truly debilitating sometimes. And if you're new here and you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please think about it and press the little subscription button. My god, I can't talk, my brain's just like, ow. Anyway, guys, that's that, and thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. You're wonderful, and I love you. And I will see you in the next video. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the ghosts bite.